wait and see. Well, hopefully it turns out to be alright. God. No start at 4:30. Yeah, should be able to start. I think we're gonna have. I feel like we're gonna be having more people coming in. We're gonna have to have that second lobby.
We're definitely gonna have to have that, I think.
But yeah, well, I think with that, who's going to be looking after it at the moment?
Joe, or it might be I don't know, somebody else from the stream at least. Or not from the stream, from the on the track. Because I want to make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure that at least we can have at least 2 lobbies, which would be awesome. See if I can move myself as well.
Try that again.
Just want to make sure that side by side and went quiet. I said that part of the stream.
What was that, mate?
I could hear it, and then just like it went quiet, and then it went back to being
Yeah, so now when I said that side by side and went quiet, I said that part of the stream.
Yep, I'm trying to manage hearing that at the same time as...
You're not wrong.
Yeah, because I'm turning down my mic and the other, the other as well.
Yeah. No, I think when we had that, well, I just saw it on the screen there, it was quite alright. Yeah, because then you're quiet, like I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, because I'm turning down my mic and the other, the other.
Because when you're talking, like, I can hear my voice, but I can only hear it very faintly. Compared.
I don't know what the answer is here. I think I might need to go through and reset everything. I'm going to delete that. Try that now. Nah, that's coming quiet for you.
Is it?
Try that now. Nah, that's coming quiet for you. Just go to your Discord settings and check what you've got your microphone set to.
Microphone set to my headset.
Yeah.
My direct headset.
Yep, no, so there's some... like an edit channel.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it.
Edit.
Just go to your Discord settings and check what you've got your microphone set to. User settings, voice and video.
Yeah, I'm in that one.
Yep, so yeah, input, output. So
Yeah.
see if you can turn that up for you.
All the way up, you think?
Yeah.
Alright, and the output as well?
The output will be what comes to you.
Feed of the YouTube.
Yeah, well, the output will be what my voice will be.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So if you turn the input up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can hear it, yeah. I can
Yep.
hear that current.
The output will be what comes to
Yeah, so basically that's fine, but it's like on the stream, your voice is like overpowering mine. Faint in the background.
So if you turn the input up.
Yeah, so I've got my input and my output set.
Because I'm trying to work it out, because like I've got my mic muted on the mixer.
Yep. Papa's saying, what happens if you turn him up? What happens if you turn him up on your end through the commentary channel?
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I'm looking through the mixer and my mic's muted on the mixer, so it's gone through the same place as
Anyway,
yours
like,
is.
is it like anywhere on my end, on Alexian, that end of yours, like turn my mic up in a way? So I remember last time we had that, I want to keep it that number because that's coming through perfect.
Yeah, and then it's all changed on us.
Yeah.
I think there's been updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming through a lot quieter.
Yep.
Yep, still pretty quiet.
Yeah. Put it on this default. What would that do?
Try that now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've just put it on default. I want to see if that does anything.
Yep.
Maybe. Wait and see. Want to make sure that's
Papa, if you're still there, can you give us a little bit of feedback?
Oh, there we go. I can hear it now. I can hear it
It sounds a lot clearer.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely felt myself a bit more clearer. Oh, just it's weird because it was fine and then it just went quiet. Oh, that's so weird. It's like it was going on, it was like a good sound, but all of a sudden it just went quiet.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good for a year. Although I did turn up the video capture device, so if I go back down with that.
Yeah, because now like
Saying is it's a bit better, but it's still quiet.
definitely hurt myself. So interesting. Gotta get all this sorted out.
That sounded a bit louder,
Okay.
but it sounds like you're in a, I don't know.
Yeah, tunnel.
Sounds, yeah, in a tunnel basically, or in a box.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely just heard we got 15 out of 16 good. Pardon me. Yeah, no, like through your stream now, I'm feeling very quiet. Now coming through quiet again.
Oh no. Just checking what it's come through here. That's come through low for me.
Yeah. Quiet as well. Oh, there we go.
Let's just test that one and see how it comes out.
Yeah, alright. Well, we'll see how that goes. Well, I can definitely hear my coughing, that's for sure. That's pretty loud. If I can talk as loud as my cough, I'm alright.
Yeah, that'll be good.
it's like there, but it's like yeah, your voice is like still louder than mine. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it could be just mainly on my end or something that just the headset's not really cooperating with it.
Yeah, that might be possible, or it's just that because mine's plugged in directly and to the computer, and yours is going through Discord.
Oh, actually, I can hear it. I'm just hearing that now as I was talking to you, and it sounded okay. It's still a little bit, like it's still like a little bit quiet, but yeah. Well, I've like definitely got mine through a USB cable as well.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna have to talk a little bit louder, and you might just get a bit freaked out and be like, whoa.
No, that's all good.
Yeah. Alright, just try that.
Yep.
Yes, but the mic test, see if it's a mic thing or software. So what do I do with that? Oh yeah. Should be muted and deafening your voice session with a mic thing.
Alright. So it looks like a couple minutes away from starting.
Alright, I was just doing a little testing, that's all. Hopefully that's okay.
Can someone confirm how the audio's coming out now? Should have at least one more. I think someone said that they weren't going to make this.
Well, I know coming to you is not like it's going tonight. Oh no, we've got. Oh no, actually, we've got basically everyone. Saltash in there.
Yep, Saltash is there.
I also want to do a little test.
There we go, try that one.
Alright, I think hang on. Maybe that might sound, does that sound a little bit better?
Your levels are going up, but not quite where mine are.
There we go. Try that one.
Alright, hang on. How about now? Hang on, turn this one down. Hang on. Maybe that might sound a little bit better.
Your levels are going up, but not quite where mine are. There we go, try that.
Oh yeah, I can hear it a little bit better. How about now? Test, test, test. Yeah, I can definitely see where it's coming from, but anyway. Anyway, so welcome ladies and gentlemen to round 5 of the TS2 Touring Car Series with 325 beautiful Mountain Panorama of Bathurst, our home track for most of our drivers here at Track Stars. So what we've got going on right now is we've got ourselves going into pre-qualification. So the top 5 from this lobby will get an automatic entry into the main TS2 series, led by championship leader Silent 96 with Dano in second. But the great news is, Jarman, that there is some awesome news that came out of the Shadon Racing team.
Yeah, well, it depends on who you talk to, but for Dano especially, he's made a move up into the main series, so we won't be seeing him in the TS2 series tonight, but unfortunately we lose Wazadon from the series, well, the main series at least, so that's some sad news, but a great opportunity for Dano.
And it has been a lot, I guess in a way, been a welcome case every now and then, at least in the touring cars or in the endurance series or even the SF19. He's been showing some great consistency and great performance, and I think Wazadon, he will be missed in the main series, but I think he's got himself a great replacement driver.
Yeah, Dano has been doing a really solid job, especially when he's been called upon in the main series, so it'll be one to watch out for there, and yeah, looking forward to it.
I wonder how many times he's actually raced in that main series. I wonder if he's raced more than was it on himself. So I guess in a way it was a long time coming. But doesn't matter. Well, we will miss Wazadon, but hopefully we get to see him in the near future, at least in our endurance series. And next race coming up in that series will be at Laguna Seca in 2 weeks' time, which will be awesome. Which will be an awesome sight to see the endurance series LMP1 GT3 cars tackling the windy corners in Cali. But anyway, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have pre-qualifications led the way by Gaband in the Mixed Racing Esports number 55 Honda NSX, led by newcomers SDM _ Splash from the UK, Zipoda 5, saying that right, and look at that gentleman, a fellow, a familiar name in 4th position.
Yes, it's the well-known Adam Weller, who's our usual commentator for the Elite Brake and Mechanical Track Stars Touring Car Series, so he's maybe doing a bit of a Neil Crompton tonight, which coincidentally Neil is the name of his cat.
There you go, that's something I didn't know, that's great. But hey, who knows, he'd be like, he's how Neil Crompton fooled us in Australia, saying, oh, he's going to come back and do a wildcard entry with Walkinshaw and Judy United. This is basically a wildcard battle. He's just going to show up and do some laps, and who knows, maybe in the main race in the top 5, in the top 15.
Yeah, well, it's very much possible. I have been talking to Adam during the week, and he's talking about how him and Deadpool have teamed up for a series that's mainly UK based, and they've been running quite well there, so it's very possible that he could make the top 5 in this race and progress into the main series, well, the main race for TS2.
So leading the way right now is SDM Splash, who are newcomers as well. So the SDM team led by SDM Splash in 1st position with Sapota 5 in 2nd, and SDM Carbon are in 7th place. So these are the guys that just joined our series just only a few days ago, and these guys will be competing be trying to compete in the Blue Moon 500, which comes up within a few weeks. John,
Yeah, it's it.
How excited are you for the Blue Moon 500 2 weeks away?
I'm very excited for that one, especially 47 cars nominated at the moment, so it's going to be a very big event.
Do you think something like that would have been possible this time last year, to have 47 entries in the Blue Moon 500?
Definitely not. I think last year we only got 12, so I think that's off the back of the wonderful streams we've been having, and also a bit of the COVID lockdown situations we've had as well in the last 12 months.
As we see Sapota just driving himself, getting himself into the pit lane, just getting himself some fresh tyres. won't have enough time to do another lap, unfortunately, so that's him done. But if we look down the field, we can see drivers like Saiko Bakala, who raced in the CP Motorsports Endurance Series, where he placed himself a really good position in his Porsche as the first time. He's down into 5th with Brocker Lilly in 6th place, followed by SDM Carbon, as we said, and SLM Kazi 1. Minus ending, we have seen some drivers, Brocker Lilly coming through. We can see Saltash there in 12th place. I wonder how far he's going to move himself up towards the grid. He's moved us up into 5th place. So that's a nice effort for Saltash Racer, making his debut appearance in the TS2 division as our sub driver for Mashbard's Racing. But he's doing himself good favours after that Formula 2 race a few weeks ago. He's giving him confidence.
Yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to, and this is going to be a really close battle. I think there's probably 8 or so that are going to be fighting for this top 5 spot.
Does we get anybody else coming towards the check flag? I don't think so. So it looks like it's going to be SDM Splash, Sapota 5, Adam Weller, our well-known Adam Weller in 3rd place, followed by I can't remember what his name was, Brock Lilly, but I'm not sure. Gabans in 4th and Saltash Racer in 5th. So what do we got? 3-lap dash.
Yeah, 3-lap dash. So it's going to be a mad scramble for the top 5 positions, and also got to look at the fact that you're going to have to keep it consistent and off the walls as well, so that you don't find yourself tumbling down the order.
Exactly. So as we look at the 2 teammates both in different cars, in the NSX and in the Lexus in the front row, followed by Adam Weller, the main series commentator, followed by Vans in his racing esports Honda, followed by Saiko Bakala, who actually made his way up a little bit further up than Saltash, with Saltash in 6th, SDM Carbon in 7th, Broccoli in 8th. As we look towards those lights, it is lights out, and away we go. I don't have much to say.
Oh no!
There's a bit of an accident there into turn 1. Oh, SDM Splash must have got himself a big tail happy wheel spinning there for him. So very unlucky for SDM Splash. He's going to be absolutely filthy with that. As we look towards the replay, SDM Splash, I wonder if he just maybe launched it. Yeah, or just too much wheel spin.
Yeah.
That's very unlucky.
Yeah, there's probably a bit of aggression there trying to get through the order as well, but look who's out in front at the moment.
Look who's in front, ladies and gentlemen. Just type in the chat, go Adam Weller. He's leading the way in the pre-qualification, followed by Saltash Racer. SLM Kazi 1 from 8th has moved himself up into 3rd place, with Gavan still in 4th, with Brocker Lilly down into 5th, which was overtaken by Sapota 5, but there's still a little bit way to go. But as Gavan goes for an inside move on SLM Kazi, that's not going to happen. I don't think we can ever see a move like that unless we're really brave.
Yeah, I think that's very much a Shane Van Gisbergen move there, so something that...
Oh, somebody's gone off there. That was Sapota from Germany. He's given himself contact with Brocker Lilly. As we look towards the replay, Brocker Lilly was just a little bit too close. I wonder if Sapota did it all himself. Oh, yes, he did, unfortunately, as that gave Brocker Lilly a bit of damage there. So, unfortunately for Brocker Lilly, but luckily for him, it's only light damage, so that car will be repaired in no time. Sapota is up into 5th place, Brocker Lilly in 6th, Scarleo 2 in 7th, with SDM Carbon in 8th.
Yeah, it's looking like a big battle here between, well, for the last spot in the main races. Sapota gets a very horrible run out of there, and Broccoli moves down the inside, coming into Murray's corner.
Side by side, Broccoli and Sapota coming down towards Murray corner. He takes the move cleanly. What a move by Broccoli up into 5th place. So great start for Broccoli to be up into 5th. I wonder who's down there. That might be a mentionable name. That might not be in that top 5. Down outside the top 10. I'm not so sure actually. Well,
Yeah.
SDM Splash is moving his way up, back from that horrible start into 8th place, so he's got himself a good start. But Tarsus is going to be a bit under pressure here, Jarman.
Yeah, and he's doing a very good job so far to hold off the It's Racing Esports Honda of Gabans, but he's now got 3 cars behind him, and I think some of them will be eager to make up some spots and make sure that they're safe in this top 5 rather than being right on the edge.
Well, absolutely. I mean, these guys have got themselves a good gap to SDM Splash, so there's not really much point in fighting. I mean, they're sure they want to get themselves as high as they can, but if we do look, well, Sapota is actually really close to him, so it's going to be make or break for one of these drivers with a lap and a half to go, because Adam Weller and Saltash Racer are just pulling away, just blitzing the field by a comfortable margin.
Yeah, as we look back there, it looks like 2 teammates are actually getting together for 5th and 6th. And what's happened to Gabans?
Where is Gabans? Jarman, where is your driver?
Oh, it looks like he's had an issue because he's teleported back to the start line.
Has he disconnected?
Yes, he has.
Disconnected. Oh, that is very unlucky for Gabans there. That is a big F in the chat, fellas, because that is very unlucky for Gabans. So I feel that is horrible. That is horrible, and you as a team boss would hate to see something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good way to see him end the night, but there's nothing we can really do about it, that's for sure. He was driving well up until that point, and then
Absolutely.
Equipment issues have obviously taken him out of the race, so...
Absolutely. But if we're looking up, it looks like it's giving SDM Splash, who had, like we said, again, a horrible start, but he's moved himself back up into 5th place, and he'll be guaranteeing him a spot into the main TS2 series. With SLM Kazi, a great performance by Kazi in 4th place as the last second entry to be in this division.
Yeah, last minute entry, and he's still doing an excellent job holding on to that 4th place.
I can see Gabans in the Discord chat not really happy with what happened there with his disconnect. So it's getting Kazi gets a little bit pushed side by side there, but Kazi has to hold on because his teammate is right behind him, and a flock of those teams are coming towards him. So Kazi really needs to hold on. Oh, a bit pushy there between Sapota and SLM Kazi. That's a bit. Oh, he's getting a little bit pushy. That's a little bit too aggressive there, boys. Just take it easy.
Does seem to be a fair bit of pushing around going either way between the cars. I don't know whether there's a bit of a conspiracy to get all 3 of the SDM cars into the race, or what's going on there?
Look, well, one of them is going to be missing out. That looks like it's going to be SDM. It's going to be SDM Carbon, but one guy that's not going to miss out is our well-known Adam Weller. That's great performance by Adam and Saltash, and Rocket Lily, who takes 3rd place with SDM Splash 4th, with Sapota in 5th place. The top 5 will be automatic entries into the main TS2 series. So congratulations to the top 5. You guys will be in as we look down towards the rest of the field. Beast Racer 993, who had a great performance in Fuji, doesn't make the end, unfortunately. Won't be able to make the top series, but at least he'll get himself some quality laps and another lobby. So well done to Adam Weller. You have got yourself a Track Stars victory.
Yeah, great job there from Adam, and after the bit of the issue at the start where the 2 cars at the front had a slow start, he certainly settled in very well and took the win.
Absolutely. So great job, Adam. Congratulations. And we will hope to see you on the series, in the main series, very soon. So as we take a break, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get our grid sorted out. So stick around for the main TS2 series coming up for round 5 here at Mount Panorama Bathurst. hearing on the Discord as well, they looked like they want to do a quick shorts review on that. But then again, you're not host, but still. Hearing on the Discord as well, they looked like they want to do a quick shorts review on that. Then again, you're not host, but still.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the main series of the TS2 Touring Car Series. We just completed our pre-qualification with a little bit of heat going on through the Discord channel, but regardless, we do have ourselves a 15-man lobby. They'll be competing for the Bathurst Sprint Crown, basically the triple crown of this magnificent Mount Panorama Bathurst. Located west, 3 hours west of Sydney. If you want to get yourself away from the city side and want to put yourself a part of the history books in driving around Mount Panorama, or you can even go visit some local wineries nearby. You're going to go west 45 minutes out to Orange with some beautiful wineries there, or you can even travel up north an hour and a half to Mudgee. So there are lots of options available around Mount Panorama and Bathurst in general. So plenty of options, but our drivers are here tonight sitting in there. Whether they're sitting on the couch or in their simulators, we're going to get ourselves ready with our commentator Jarmandale's giving RoboSport the all clear as we get TS2 qualifying underway.
Yeah, for just give them a hurry up so that we're not running too late.
Here we go. So Adam Weller in 4th place, who is a well-known commentator in our Track Stars Touring Car Series. He has made a guest appearance just for a pre-qualification. It's just probably for a bit of a laugh, I'd say. But he actually managed to win the race, Jarman. So that's a great accomplishment for Adam.
Yeah, it's very good effort from Adam, and he's definitely a very capable racer on this game. I've raced with him a few times, and there's been some great battles between us, so...
If there are any TS2 drivers listening to us through the stream right now, Gabans has opened up a lobby for the 2nd division. So if you didn't manage to qualify in the top 7 because Silo 96 just pulled out at the last minute, if you didn't get a chance to race, or if you missed out from the top 7, you can join his room now. So top 7, or outside the top 7, join Gabans' room. It is open right now. But as we get the main series qualification underway, we've got 3, 2, 1. Qualifying is about to be set. So as we get ourselves ready for qualifying, Jarman, would you like to run through the grid of who's coming out? I'm just going to do a little quick chat to the Discord just for 1 second.
Yep, no worries. So first car out on the track is D Hughes 014 in the CP Motorsports Honda. Then we've got SDM Carbonara, who's part of the SDM squad, and also SDM Splash. Got Rugworth there in the number 74. He's currently sitting 5th in points. And just ahead of him is Brocco Lilly, who is down in 17th, but we've seen him regularly this season. Of course, we've got Adam Weller leading the way through the warm-up lap as he goes down through Solomon Park and up towards McPhillamy Park, and heading towards the skyline on his warm-up lap with D Huso following in behind. And then the 2 SDM cars of SDM Splash and CI Potter 5, and of course our Indonesian racer Razor King, who been very fast in his first 2 rounds with us at Autopolis and Fuji as he heads down towards Forest Elbow on his warm-up lap. Following behind is JMX, who's sitting in 8th position in the series. And then, of course, Little Blacko, who was our early leader in the series, is following close behind as he lines himself up to start a qualifying lap.
As we see, Adam Weller taking the final corner, Murray's corner, into second gear as he comes onto the pit straight, ready to start his lap. The pre-qualifier winner is leading the way for qualifying as he brakes heavily just past the 100-metre board into turn 1, which is held corner for that most important crucial run up Mountain Australia. So he's plucking through the gears, 4th gear, 5th gear, possibly hit 6th gear on that car, but he's going to be basically getting himself over the little crest there, and he's looking out for the little AstroTurf there for his braking markers. Hit it perfectly, hasn't run too deep, just short shifting there to get a good entry into Griffin's corner towards the cutting, which is the most crucial track where mistakes can happen. Yep, as we see that, he just does run a little bit wide, but probably because D. Huzo is right behind him, so a bit of pressure from D. Huzo on Adam Weller, but this is coming towards the break. Can he hold this flat in TS2? I'm pretty sure they can. Not a little bit of a lift there, so not too much. Up the rise of McPhillamy Park, so coming up, waving to the ground before we go through Skyline, Rocky Skyline, down through the S's. Try to keep that car nice and straight and don't brake whilst you're turning, because the car, just like Adam, is just going to go tail happy through the dipper and up the way through to the Forest Elbow, turning in for the left-hander, all important for that Conroy straight. So these cars should be really just like V8 supercars. They should be really about 300 kilometres and even more. They might be able to get 310 down the end of this straight. So D. Huzo's right behind him. I think Adam's getting a little bit of a hurry along there. So he's just clocking over 308 kilometres an hour. So that's still impressive speed.
311 there.
Braking just before the 100, and I don't know, he got that car stopped. That was amazing. So coming out the exit of the chase and onto the final corner, Murray's corner, where if you turn right, you're going to enter the Bathurst City, but if you turn left and go straight ahead, you'll be leading your way towards Orange. But as Adam crosses the line, he's going to set himself in the number 46. He's going to set himself 149.5, with D. Huzo already smashing that time with a 148.1. Where's the Pota 5 got? He's got himself up to 3rd place. Razor King, our last winner, our last two race winner in 3rd place, with Little Blacko actually in 3rd place. So SLM Kazi with Saltash right behind him. Saltash is going to get himself a good toe behind Kazi. Where does that put Saltash? Up, no, still keeps himself in 10th place. So everyone's jostling for positions, just getting the feel for the car, just getting a feel for the track time, and just getting themselves a little bit more dialed in to the cars, because as we saw in that last pre-qualifying, Jarman, it got a little bit hectic there.
Yeah, it's a very tight track and not many passing zones, so patience is key here, and hopefully drivers sort of learn to be a bit patient and sort of not get too pushy.
Chef Toddy's the last one to cross the line on his first lap. He's going to get himself a nice little, pretty sure he's warming himself up. So as he gets himself towards the final line, he's going to get himself into 14th place. So Adam has dropped down to 6th after his first run, with Razor King being a little bit faster than him, but Adam's still got time to find. He could possibly get himself at least, I'll probably say maybe 2 laps, I think. He could possibly get himself another 2 laps on this set of tyres.
Yep, and he's up 3/10 in the, we'll call it the 3rd sector here. Oh no, he's run a bit wide, so that's going to cost him dearly there. And yeah, he aborts that lap. So let's see what D. Huzo is going to do now.
Is he going to improve his time? Because we know in practice D. Huzo was really quick, and he's also going to be racing in the main series tonight, later on, with V Papa AT in the main EBM Touring Car Series. He's kept himself in 1st place, with 2nd place SDM Splash with Little Blacko in 3rd, and Razor King actually moves up a position into 4th place. So I wonder if anybody else down the field is going to move up. We've got SDM Cutter, J Max hasn't improved this time. What about Brock and Lily? I wonder if he gets a good time through. What about McGee's? So lots of names flying through, Jarman. So I wonder if anyone's going to really make an impressive impression here. Not quite. Saltash moves himself up into 10th place, so a little bit quicker for Saltash to get himself a little bit higher. What about Rugworth? This is coming up towards, well, he's not on a good lap, he must have had an off somewhere. So plenty of names flying around, but no one's really setting an impressive challenge to Huzo yet.
No, yeah, we see Robbo Sport come through. He's only gone up 12. Let's see, where's Chef Toddy? Coming down to the final corner now, so let's see what he can... It looks like he's lining himself up for one last go here.
Exactly. What's the gap? I can't see it on my end, but what's the gap between Huso and Chef Toddy? What does that say?
It's 3.1 seconds now.
3.1. Okay, so it's still not too bad. You can definitely see a difference between drivers, but this is a great series for drivers to learn about the car, learn about the management, and learning about track limits and all those. D Huso, we saw there getting himself a little bit purple on his lap there, so breaking into the exit of the chase and just getting himself a nice straight exit, not taking too much ripple there, which is perfect. He's coming through now. D Huso onto the final corner. Can he improve his lap time? Can he make himself increase his gap over SDM Splash? Yes, he does, and he does it perfectly. Oh, SDM Splash has got himself an improvement there, so well done from the SDM boys from SDM Splash, getting himself a little bit faster than Huso. So I was thinking, Jarman, maybe Huso's got a bit of a challenge on his hands.
Yeah, definitely. SDM Splash laying down a marker for D Huso, so that might motivate...
Improving his time.
Might motivate D Huso to find that little extra bit in this last lap here.
D Huso just a little bit under the pump. They're not expecting that from SDM Splash there, so he's got a little bit of work to do to try and find that extra, at least 1/10 and a half on SDM Splash. I wonder where he can find him. I would say with the MR cars, it'd be down Rocky Skyline, don't you think?
I'd say probably heading up the mountain is probably where you'd get it, because that's where the acceleration probably works best for the car.
Oh, and as we said, he needs to make a move on Rocky Skyline. He didn't, so that's D Huso's qualifying run over. What about Little Blacko? He's been the early setter for the victories, 5 victories in a row, but it's just gone a little bit quiet since all topless. So I wonder what he's going to be able to do. He missed out on Fuji last time out as well. So what does Little Blacko go through the dipper? Perfect entry through the dipper as he's coming down towards Forest Elbow, going to brake really hard. Actually, funny enough, Little Blacko was the pole sitter last time out, last year at Bathurst on the Bathurst Sprint, where he took victory in race 2 and showed overall great performance there in his Nissan. He was only a solo driver, so he wasn't in a team, so it was all good. And Little Blacko's getting himself 3/10 up on his personal best, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. I don't think he can get himself into the 47s.
Yeah, it's going to take a big effort here.
That lap from SDM Splash was mega.
Adam Weller's just up into 3rd place.
Oh, Adam Weller, where have you been hiding, my friend? That Little Blacko's taking your position again. So Adam in 4th with Race King in 5th. What about SDM Carbonar? Can we see an SDM front row, ladies and gentlemen, as he's coming up towards the back end of this track? I wonder where guys like Rockley and Saltash, if they're going to make their mark on this at the end of this back end of qualifying. So he's coming around the final corner of Murray's SDM Carbonar. Can he improve himself up? Can he get himself in the top 5? No, he can't.
That was a long way off, actually. But he's the last car across the line for qualifying, so that'll lock the order in.
What was the last car? Oh, wow, okay, that went quickly. So as we see ourselves onto the main grid, we are going to see the race 1 for round 5 here at Trackstars Racing Series for the TS2 Bathurst Sprint. Was myself and Spud P666 with It's Racing Jarman Dellets in the commentary box. Jarman, who's going to get the start? Well, hopefully we don't see the same start we saw in the pre-qualifying with SDM Splash.
Yeah, hopefully D Huso and Splash can launch off the line with their Hondas, so we'll see how it goes though. Adam could be a one to watch at the start too.
Lights out, away we go. SDM Splash gets himself a lot of bit of wheel spin there, and he's still getting a little bit of wheel spin as D Huso comes through. It's perfect. On look down the field, Jarman. Is anybody going to be pushing themselves over? No, it actually looks relatively clean there into turn 1, so great effort compared to the first race. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot cleaner, so thankfully that is great. So fingers crossed we can have ourselves a great finish, a great start and finish to this race, as it looks like Adam Weller has moved himself up into 2nd place. There's, oh, a bit of a carnage there as JMX comes through into 6th place there, so great start for JMX in 7th place, down into 8th. But Adam Well and Little Blacko, I didn't think I would say those two names in 2nd and 3rd, Jarman.
Yeah, especially not in the TS2 series. You sort of usually the guide is that Adam Weller's talking about what Little Blacko's doing in the big leagues, but here they are in TS2 battling for 2nd place.
Absolutely, and as we look down towards the field, we see Broccolilli has made himself a few places, starting from 9th place into 5th, with Rugworth in 6th, JMX in 7th, and Saltash Racer in 8th place. So we look down towards where Saltash is. I wonder what the gap is between him and the other drivers. I wonder if he's actually got himself a decent enough gap between him and 9th place. Well, Racing King's actually gone down, and JMX goes a little bit of dirt racing there, so not the kind of thing you want to see in a Group 2 car.
No.
But Razor King, all of a sudden, has just dropped himself down into 9th place, so it looks like he hasn't had much practice around here. He's just not getting the confidence that he had in Fuji.
No, he did speak about not having as much practice time. I don't think he'd even seen the track until about 20 minutes ago, so considering he's sitting in 9th, it's a very good performance so far.
It's a very good performance, and it's going to help him a lot, because crucially, ladies and gentlemen, Cylon 96 in the 32 Toll Nash Bars Racing isn't here tonight, so a guy like Razor King can capitalise and get points back on him. So it'll be interesting to see who takes out the championship lead at the end of this round. I wonder if it's going to be Little Black or even a guy like Mick Ease, who was 3rd in the championship. So keep an eye on Mick Ease later on this evening.
Well, looking at the results at the moment, I'm going to say it'd be Little Blacko that takes over the lead, because he's only 8 points behind Mick Ease. So good performance here. We'll see him in front of the RoboSport teammate, and he will leapfrog Dan O and Xylon.
And as we said earlier in the broadcast, Dan O has been promoted to the main series, the Elite Brake and Mechanical Touring Car Series, replacing SDRT Wazadon. So we do wish Wazadon the best, and hopefully get to see him back on track soon. But it's a warm welcome to Dano to the main series, as we see Adam Weller and Little Blacko side by side, going to be side by side action coming towards the latter end of the race, because looks like Adam Weller's got the pace advantage over Blacko.
Yeah, he's got a good launch out of Conrad Straight, but Little Blacko's getting in that toe there, so it's helping him close right up.
And D. Hughes has just flown away, so D. Hughes, who's been here and there with the TS2 and main series, he's just showing his class and showing what he can do as a racer. He's putting on a great showing, and so far in race 1, with him leading the way with Adam Weller, Little Blacko. Broccolilli actually has moved himself up into 4th place, and Saltash is actually, I've just seen there, up into 5th place. So Saltash, who is a reserve, pretty much replacing Cylon and coming for you, is doing a great job in 5th place.
Yeah, it's excellent job there from Broccolilli, Saltash, so they're moving up the order well and getting a top 5 spot, hopefully, if they hold on to the positions that they're in.
Exactly, and Sabota 5 is in 6th place, but the SDR team is the only SDR team leading the way in the Lexus. I think everyone else was in a Honda. Oh, JMX going Tokyo drift going around the cutting there, Jarman. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, I did catch the end of that, so maybe we'll see if we can get a replay of that one.
Oh, well, you picked the perfect time, so let's watch this, ladies and gentlemen. As he comes in, he's just gone too wide, and oh, good save, JMX, and that was a nice entry in there. He didn't look like he lost time to Sabota, so JMX is going to be looking himself up, look to find a way to move up towards the front, as Rugworth is actually going to put pressure on him in 8th place. So Rugworth, again, in 8th place, he shows a little bit of inconsistency here and there, as well as JMX, but only JMX is debuting in the Group 2s, and never was really fond of it. So these two will have to work together to move up the front if they want to repeat their actions in what they did at Fuji, where JMX scored a podium in the final race, and Rugworth showing a great performance to be in the top 5 overall.
Yes, JMX gets all out of shape there.
JMX a bit of a slide there. How no one touched him? That is unbelievable. That was a great save for JMX there, as he's going side by side with SDM, but SDM has come through easy. Racer King again, Jarman in 11th place, so no, he mustn't not have a tune.
No, he must be really struggling to get a hold of this track at the moment. So yeah, a bit of a surprise considering how well he's done the first 2 rounds he's raced in. But yeah, if you're not used to a track, then it can be a tough time.
As I'm looking through the chat, we can see Gavans and Ryan East are showing their little disagreements about the pre-qualification, but unfortunately, as we said, it is Bathurst and it is a really hard track to do pre-qualifying, and if we can definitely think of a way to improve pre-qualification, then we may as well. But if nothing comes to available, we'll just keep the same format. So we do hear you, Gavans and Beast Racer, and we will look into that for the next race at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one to juggle, especially with live pre-qualifying going straight into a race, and if there's incidents that happen, it's hard to sort of do a review on that in I'll call it 15 minutes before the race.
Yeah, and unfortunately we can't do instant stewarding like on the spot, because between the end of pre-qualifying and beginning of qualifying for TS2 there's not much time, so we will look into our options, boys, and we will see what we can come up with, hopefully for the next round. But as we're coming up towards the final lap, we'll take our minds off pre-qualifying. I know you guys are a little bit annoyed, but hopefully we can give you guys some good entertainment in the TS2 series for round 5, where D Hughes 014 is leading the way, and I don't know how he's not cracking under pressure, Jarman. Adam Weller's going to take the podium on his debut.
Yeah, well, let's not speak too soon, because we are talking about a commentator here, and it could be a commentator's curse.
He wanted a commentator's curse, so I'm giving you that, Adam. You're going to score a podium right now.
I want to see him succeed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's done well, and I think he always wanted to be a part of the TS2, at least this year, because I think he just saw the interest of drivers here, left, right, front, and centre, just interested in our series, and he just thought, well, why not? I might give it a crack, and so far he's doing a great job. So Adam Weller in 2nd place. Hopefully we don't spoil that with Little Blacko, who was runner-up for the Bathurst 1000. So he's got himself a notable contender behind him, as Little Blacko gets a better exit out of there. So Adam Weller's going to be defending hard. So we might keep an eye on this battle coming towards here in the chase. So I think he's going to come out on top as Little Blacko right on that slipstream. He's going to go side by side. Little Blacko and Adam Weller side by side. Can Little Blacko get ahead of him before the chase? Yes, he does. But can Adam Weller outbreak into the exit of the chase? No, he just gets a little bit of a bump to Little Blacko, but that's okay. As we see, there's still clean racing, but as we look up towards the front, Jarman, one familiar name in TS2, D Hughes 014 takes the victory in race 1 of the Bathurst Sprint for CP Motorsport, with Little Blacko spoiling Adam Weller's 2nd place, but I think we have to give him credit, Jarman. 3rd place on debut, great showing for Adam.
Yeah.
Broccolilli in 4th place, and Saltash, a great performance for Saltash in 5th.
Yep, an excellent performance there from Adam, and of course for D Huso, who took out the win as well.
And we saw SDM Splash got a little bit of a tail-happy moment there to lose 8th place, but as
What happened there?
What happened to Racer King there?
That was weird, he just slammed on the brakes towards the line.
Okay.
It's not a reverse grid there, Razor King.
Yeah, you must have just got a little bit caught up on that. I don't know what happened there. So hopefully we'll get to see what happens. Well, we did see that SDM Carbonar has actually dropped down as well. But one person that hasn't cracked under pressure, D Huso in the 119 CP Motorsport car. Congratulations, D Huso, for taking out the first race of the Track Stars Touring Car Series TS2 Bathurst Sprint. So great performance for D Huso. As we look towards the result page, as we see Little Blacko in 2nd place, and Adam Weller, as we've mentioned throughout the whole broadcast, must be very happy with his performance in 3rd place. And fourth place is Broccolilli with Saltash in 5, taking out that top 5 place with Rugworth in 6 and JMX in 7th. SDM Splash, who had a little bit of a happy moment there on the last lap in 8th with Sapota. Yep, Sapota in 5th and Robosport actually making the top 10. Where Mick Keys is in 11th, Razor King in 12th, SLM Kazi 1 in 13th, Chef Toddy in 14th, and SDM Carbonar in 15th place. So as we get ourselves ready for race 2, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a little break as we get the grid set for race 2 here at Bathurst Sprint in the Trackstars Touring Car TS2 series.
Unmuted.
Race 2 is about to get underway, ladies and gentlemen, for the Track Stars TS2 Bathurst Sprint. So we're here at the wonderful map Panorama Bathurst. Gentlemen, just before Robert kicks us off, do you have any good memories about Bathurst? It could be either virtual or it could be a real life thing, whether we was watching the Bathurst 1000 or any memories of the Bathurst 1000 that stick out for you?
Probably my favourite one is probably watching the 2005 race. I know everyone probably raves over the 06 race because of it being a month after Brock died and like Lowndes took the win, but for me I actually thought the 05 race was actually a more exciting race. It sort of had it all from start to finish.
And anything, what about in the real, what about in the virtual world? Like, could it be Gran Turismo, could be iRacing?
I do remember doing a development series iRacing event, and I was actually running third the entire race and spent the whole race just keeping off the walls. And then coming into the chase on the final lap, the first two cars were just spinning across the track.
Oh, yeah.
And I came through for the race win in split 2 of the development series, I should add. So it wasn't the overall win, but it was still a race win at Bathurst on iRacing, so I'll claim that.
Right. Kind of like a Steve Bradbury from third, well, at least what you were from third to first within a split second, so that's amazing. Yeah, well, I think for me as well, I have to really highlight the, for me especially, like, at least coming to recent memory, I really have to highlight the 2014 Bathurst 1000. That was a ripper of a race. It had, pretty much it had everything. It had everything to crashes, to corrosion, to the road surface at Griffin's Bend eroding, and the race had to be red flagged, and you had to do last second touch-ups to get the race back underway. And a guy named Chaz Mostert and Paul Morris hadn't let a lap at all and came through for the victory on within the last few kilometres of the last lap in the 161.
Yeah, that was an unreal race, probably the best one I've seen.
Yeah, I think it had everything. But as we get ourselves underway, ladies and gentlemen, for race 2, D Hughes and Little Blacko, familiar names for the championship. Who's going to come out into the first corner first? As we get our lights on, lights out, and away we go. We've got D Hughes and Little Blacko coming through, and Adam Weller going to make a 3 wide into turn 1, surely not. Oh, he's given D Hughes a little bit of a tap there, but he's just readdressed that. And I see Saltash Racer 83 coming through the pack into second place. Wow, Adam Weller, they almost took out D Hughes there.
Yeah, he was definitely going very aggressive there at turn 1, but I guess he really wanted that lead.
And Saltash Racer's not going to really like going out on the outside there, because that's where it's all the dirty stuff. It looks like Broccolilli has held on to his position. He's going to be side by side with Little Blacko. Surely not, side by side between those two.
Yeah, Broccolilli even had a go at doing the Craig Lowndes into Griffin's Bend there on lap 1 on D Huso, but didn't quite pull it off.
Wow, so we've got a chaotic start here, ladies and gentlemen, but a nice but clean start. Again, a nice good clean start for our drivers. We've got Little Blacko in 7 with Broccolilli moving up into the podium, so it's a great name to see Broccolilli up there. Saltash in 4th with Adam Weller dropping himself down into 5th, but as Saltash almost collects the wall there, he's just cutting himself through the dipper there, might get a half second there. No, he's actually clean there, so he took the perfect line. With Adam Weller right behind with Rugworth 6 and SDM Splash 7 with Sapoto in 8th. Looks like Crazy King is down there in 9th, and JMX rounding up the top 10. JMX is trying to find a comfortable balance with his car, just wasn't happy with the conditions. He just found the track a little bit slippery for his liking, so I wonder if a little tweak on the suspension and the aero might be able to help him out as he comes sailing through Racing King into 9th place. So take it easy, JMX, and you'll move your way up towards the top 5. But as he says that, he's got a little bit of a tail happy moment there. Who's that? That's made a spin. Is that Saltash Racer? No,
looks
it's
like
Rugworth.
Rugworth. Let's get a replay of that one.
What happened there? It looks like he's done it on his own. Just runs too wide. Oh, you know what? It's that curbing on the exit of the chase. That's where it tricks you out. And these cars being so powerful at just over 650 horsepower, that can help. That can cause a big cluster and a big downer for you. But as we see here, what's happened here, John?
Looks like Little Blacko's moved the head of D. Huso into the lead here, but unfortunately we've missed that replay, but it's definitely on right at the front.
I didn't see that. Good picking up there. So Little Blacko has taken the lead from D. Huso, and must have been a good move at Murray's corner. So good move there for Little Blacko ahead of D. Huso. So two rivals in the TS2 have been duking it out pretty much since Dragon Trail, just duking it out to see who's the fastest.
Yeah, it's definitely been between these two through the early rounds. Obviously they've both missed out on a round themselves, so this might bring them back into the championship hunt though.
Exactly, and even a guy like Cylon who's also missed a round in the championship, so not to see Cylon as well in there, so hopefully we get to see guys like Little Blacko, D. Huso and Cylon putting up a good fight in the top three. But as we look down, in third place is Brock and Lily in third, with Saltash still in fifth, so must still be raving on about his podium there, but I think he's got himself a dose of reality there, that you can have a great race in one, but the second race might not be your best one.
No, that's right, and the results change from race to race. Everyone either lifts their game or stays steady or even has a bad race, so it's always tough to back up your performance in the first race, and sometimes it's quite easy to make an improvement as well.
Exactly, and Saltash is, I definitely know Saltash from my second team, basically the Old Farts racing team. We pretty much race here around Bathurst every single Thursday, Friday night, and even other nights during the week. And we race here in every type of car, and Saltash has always been there for those guys. And he's definitely got Bathurst cinched into his brain, and he looks like he's going to get himself a great result for the Mash Spuds Racing, but also for the Old Farts Racing team. So the Old Farts will be cheering him on, so hopefully he can get himself a podium, but he has to pass Brock Lilly, who's not an easy driver to pass. Yeah,
and we've got to also remember that it's very much one lane all the way up the mountain and down the hill to Conrod, so it's not an easy place to pass, and you really have to line yourself up out of Forest Elbow to get the job done, or even hope for an opening into Forest Elbow.
Absolutely, and a guy that has been really impressive, has shown a great performance, at least in this series, Saltash Racer, but a guy as well, Razor King, down in 8th place. So as you said earlier, when you don't cut the laps, this is what you get. Unfortunately, you might be fast, but if you don't get those times to practice, the results speak for itself. As Saltash is going to get himself a great tow on Brock Lilly side by side. Can Saltash make it through before the braking zone? He has. So well done, Salty. Don't outbrake yourself, son. Ooh, it looks like he has a little bit. So Brock Lilly side by side with Saltash as he pushes Brock Lilly a little bit wide there. Nothing that Saltash can do. He must get a little bit of oversteer. Then Adam Weller is going to surely not make a move on Brock Lilly on the outside.
He tried, but it didn't quite work out.
That didn't work, and he's dropped himself down into 7th place, so a little bit ambitious there for Adam, so unlucky for him. But as we look up, I wonder what's going up towards the front, if there's anything close. There's nothing close between those guys. So I think this is the battle pack for the next 2 laps. Saltash, Brock Lilly, CDM Splash, Sapota 5, Adam Weller, and Razor King. Oh, Saltash is pushing him into the dirt, but Brock Lilly is going to make that move stick. He has, so great battles between Brock Lilly and Saltash.
Yeah, and between this whole pack, and even got to remember that Razor King's right on the tail of this, so he's made some improvements from race 1 to race 2, so he'll be one to look out for as the night goes on, although I think I just put the curse on him and he's hit the wall at the cutting.
Oh, yeah, he has, but there's no damage there, so JMX is up into 9th place there, so yep, you've called it there. Oh, he almost did a deep Pasquale from Bathurst this year. We almost just bit it on the wall there.
He's right back in it as well.
What happened to Saltash? Well, Saltash was up into 3rd place, but he managed to... Oh, Saltash has got a little bit of a spin there. I did catch that at the end there. Saltash looks like he did run a bit wide onto the McPhillamy Park, but wow, so messy there. Calm down, fellas. Yeah, looks like Saltash. Yeah, oh, very unlucky for Saltash there. He'll be kicking himself for that mistake he had at the top of the hill. That's very unlucky, but it's A little bit of an incident between Razor King and Saltash, so maybe one worth for the stewards to look at, I'm not sure.
And oh no, they've both gone there.
Razor King got a little bit of it, managed to hit the rear end of JMX, and all of a sudden just he copped the worst of it. So a bit of a scrappy race this one between the midfield boys.
Yeah, getting a bit too impatient, I think, between a few drivers here. So might just have to get their wits about them in the next lap and, well, next 6 laps of tonight's races.
Absolutely. Well, some kind of order needs to be set in, because these guys are racing for, like they're racing for scraps, but you boys are racing for a championship. It's not your first time doing it if you're going to stick with us. But as we look up towards the front, it's still Little Blacker leading the way. So I want to know what his gap to D Huser is on this final lap in the 6.213 kilometre circuit. So he's got himself a really good gap there, actually. 1.6 over D Huser.
Yeah, good gap between those two. It looks to be as if that those first 2 spots are settled, but Broccolilli and SDM Splash certainly not settled for the last podium spot, I think.
No, that's going to be right down towards the wire, and hopefully SDM Splash doesn't take him out there, because otherwise Broccolilli will be annoyed, that's for sure. But he's just gone a little bit too deep, and that opens up the door for SDM Splash. They're going to come side by side through the chase and Conrod into the chase. So as much as we want to keep an eye on Little Blacker, we know he's going to win the race as long as he doesn't mess it up in the last couple of corners. This is the battle we look for. Broccolilli versus SDM Splash. Who's going to get the final step on the podium? As SDM Splash goes side by side onto the grass. Side by side. Can SDM Splash make a move around the outside? No, he doesn't. So Broccolilli is in front of him for the time being. But Little Blacko has come across the line to take the victory and the fastest lap off D Huser. So congratulations, and Broccolilli making his maiden podium position, making his maiden step on the podium. So well done, Broccolilli in 3rd, with SDM Splash in 4th, and Adam Weller up into 5th, with JMX a wide drive for him in 6th place, with Sapota 5 in 7th, with Mickey, Saltash and Razor King rounding up the top 10. Chef Toddy, RSR Robbo in 13th, with Rugworth in 13th, and SLM Kazi and SDM Carbonar rounding up the top 15. So, I don't know, Jarman, that was a little bit messy there, but as we look towards the end of the results, it is Little Blacko, so 2 races and 2 different winners. Who can claim the 3rd race? But going back to that midfield pack, Jarman, it's a little bit messy there.
Yeah, I just think cars are getting a little too impatient with going around across the top of the mountain from, I'm going to say, from Griffin's Bend all the way down to the elbow. It's just, there's no passing zone, so you've got to settle in behind the car behind and just focus on staying out of the walls and just not doing anything too drastic, rather than trying to gain places and go for the heroic SVG move.
Yep, absolutely. So as we run through the race results, ladies and gentlemen, it's Little Blacko leading the way in 1st place, with D Huso must have made a mistake on that Murray's corner on the end of the 1st lap, where we didn't catch that, unfortunately. With Broccolilli taking his maiden podium in the TS2 series in 3rd, with SDM Splash in 4th.
A nice recovery drive for him to be in 5th place again, so it's going to turn out to be a great race for Adam, but the 3rd race for him is going to be a hard one, because he's right in the heart of the midfield.
Going to be a tough one for him, but I mean, he's been having good starts, so maybe he's got that to hang on to.
Absolutely. And as we see, JMX has made a better recovery drive for him into being 6th, with Sapota 7, Sapota 5 in 7th, with Mick E's actually making his way up the grid in 8th, with Saltash having a bit of a moment there at McPhillamy and just ruining his race up there, where he was in 3rd place, which was always going to be, which was the battle of the race. So that was a great watch, but a little bit messy between those guys, and Razor King just makes the top 10, with Chef Toddy just outside in 11th, with Robbo Sport in 12th, Rugworth in 13th, 14th, and SDM Carbonar in 15th. So, what do we think about that jump? There's 2 different winners. Can anybody stop Little Blacko and Hughes, or will it be one of those 2 taking out the final race?
I think it will be between probably Blacko and D Huso for the final race, but could also throw up a surprise. Maybe one of the SDM guys might be able to finally get off the line well enough and get into the lead and maybe not look back.
Hopefully so, because yeah, SDM Splash showed some great pace in qualifying, but his racing hasn't really been up to scratch there, so he definitely has something to work upon, as well as his teammates, SDM Carbonara and Sapota 5, so they definitely have to work together to get themselves further up the grid. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully that'll come within the next few minutes. But yeah, going back to our little Bathurst talk there before Robbo started the race, yeah, I do believe that 2014 was the, I think that was pretty much the race of the, at least of this decade, so of the decade between 2010 and 2020, so that was a great race to watch, and yeah, it was about 8 hours of like red flags, safety cars, and everyone just going all out of shape, and everyone making mistakes, even a guy like Scott McLaughlin making his second race appearance in the V8 supercars in the Enduros, getting a little bit wide there at the cutting. So even guys get caught out like that, and front runners, and even a guy like Shane Van Gisbergen, gentlemen, who led the race for, I would say, at least 40% of the race, and yeah, that the starter motor just didn't kick in for him in that last stint.
Yeah, I do remember that well. I was sitting there, and obviously that last safety car came out, and we all thought, well, yeah, Van Gisbergen's just gonna roll in the pit lane, complete his pit stop, just roll out, and the race is his. But then it just didn't. Well, it stalled and then didn't fire up again, and I mean that was heartbreaking for him. For everyone to watch that happen to him. But I think he redeemed himself in the end last year with that win. And there was another thing out of that whole day that really stood out, was the red flag gave me the opportunity to watch the end.
In the Track Star series, we saw the debut of Puntz, who is now a teammate of mine in the Mash Buzz Racing, made his debut race at Bathurst, winning the pre-qualifying and the first race. So that was great for Puntz to make his debut, and also my third place in the Bathurst 1000, which we'll have coming up later on in the year, Jarman. So that'll be one to look forward to. But as what we are going to look forward to is the start of race 3. So between D Huso and Little Blacko, who's going to get the jump? We've got ourselves down to the final race, ladies and gentlemen. Pick your winners out. Who's it going to be? Little Blacko for Robbo Sport Racing, or D Huso for CP Motorsport? Who have you got?
I'm gonna go with Little Blacko, but I mean either one of them could win it, so it's not like I'm picking a favourite here.
Well, I guess you are a Honda driver, so I would have thought you would have picked Huso. As you see the lights come on, green lights, green flag racing, and off we go. Broccoli's got himself a great start there, coming up towards side-by-side, 3 wide between those drivers. Little Blacko makes a move on the inside, but D Huso around the outside, as we see SDM Splash and Mick Keys 1, 2, 3 go for a bit of a spin there. What happened there? So we might be able to catch a quick replay between those guys. I wonder if they either got caught up on the curbing or they actually got hit by somebody.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look here and see what happens. Yeah, I think he got tagged by Saltash Racer, and then it's just carried on from there. I'm not sure what's happened to Razor King, whether he's just gone slow through that corner.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if he got a tap from from Saltash, or it was a little bit too much power, but that will be one for the stewards to find out. But regardless, he's up into 4th place, so with maybe a little bit of a question mark over his head, but we will wait and see. But look at this, gentlemen, and we called it at the start. Little Blacko versus D Huso. They've got much better tunes on their car, at least for D Huso, so hopefully for these guys, and look at that, Rocker Lily and Saltash are going to give these guys possibly a run for their money.
Yes, well, looks like D Huso had a bad run out of that dipper there, and it's really slowed him down, and now Broccolilli and Saltash Racer are right on their tail going down Conrod Straight.
Broccolilli's going to get that benefit of the slipstream, and he's in a little bit more of a powerful Nissan GTR compared to D Huso. As he goes round towards the inside, just before the chase, is D Huso going to hold it out? Yes, he does, so he's going to defend that position. coming into the entry of the chase. Are they going to go side by side? Yes, he does. So Broccolilli side by side with D'Huso doesn't make the stick, but D'Huso is still in second. As we see, Little Blacko still running away in first place. D'Huso in second. Broccolilli catches a little bit of dirt there. Unfortunate for him. With Saltash Racer in fourth, Adam Weller in fifth, and JMX still keeping his head calm in sixth place.
Yeah, good start to the race here, and Broccolilli's getting a little bit out of control on the last corner, but yeah, he's managed to hold on to it, and this will be a very interesting battle pack between the 3 cars here, possibly maybe even 4 or 5 as the race goes on.
Well, that costly mistake that D'Huso had at the S's and through the dipper really cost him, because look how far back he is. He was almost about 2 seconds, 1 and a bit seconds behind Little Blacker. So that's definitely cost him. That Honda is very slippery coming down through the S's. So even if for the main guys, it'll be hard for them to control.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. You've got to really be smooth with the throttle coming out of the corners, and otherwise it just wants to kick out on you. But an immense second sector here from D'Huso. He's really closed the gap up to Little Blacko.
Absolutely, and his car, he's actually getting himself a little bit further up the grid, a little bit further up towards Little Blacko here. So he's definitely going to suffer a little bit on the straights, but his braking performance and basically the second sector all up the top of the hill, up before the S's. That's where the Honda shows its strength with flat out power. So we see Little Blacko leading the way, D'Huso, Broccolilli and Saltash in third and fourth, Adam Weller in fifth, JMX in sixth, Sapota 5 is the highest SDM car in sixth place, but he's getting attacked by, JMX is getting attacked by Sapota. This has Sapota gone through, contact between those 2 drivers. I wonder how it happened there. I wonder if JMX must have turned in on him, or Sapota must have hit him off, so he might be able to catch maybe a little quick replay. I'm not so sure, maybe not, it might be a little bit too late. No, we caught it right in time, so... I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. Looks like Sapota looks like he was in the wrong turn. He's just let off the throttle, just giving JMX a little bit of a tap to say, well, that was my bad. You know, I hit you, so at least there won't be any steward reviewing after that.
Yeah, it looks like they've made the move a bit later on anyway, so maybe a bit of a all's a bit fair. He's redressed it and play on.
Exactly. As we see a guy in the Shade-On Racing car, we see Chef Toddy in 8th place, so he's done a remarkable job from 11th. Got to come out of the way from all that scuffling on that first lap, but now he's just run himself a little bit wide there at the cutting. He's got Rugworth and Razor King and SDM Splash right behind him, so he's got himself a big train of cars of fast drivers behind him.
Yeah, I think that was your turn with the commentator's curse into the cutting, and now he's got...
Rugworth, I think, just clipped the he's come right back onto the track and taken out SDM Splash. SDM Splash has a bit of damage on his left-hand side suspension there, so what do I happen here? Yeah, Rugworth. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. There's it. Wrong place at the wrong time for SDM Splash. Can't give the blame to anybody there, unfortunately. But as we look up towards the front, it looks like it's getting a little bit closer here. Good spotting there, good camera work there, Jarman. Little Blacko and D'Huso is far from over, as Adams actually moved himself up into 4th place ahead of Saltash Racer. Sapota in 6th, J-Max in 7th, and Chef Toddy still holding on to 8th place. But we've got less than 2 laps to go, Jarman, so it's going to be a close one between these two.
Yeah, I think D'Huso's going to have to put in some really strong laps in the last 2 laps if he's going to have a chance.
He didn't need that little moment because he's compromised his run up the straight.
Yeah, that's very right there, and it's sort of cost him a couple of attempts here.
Right, and I actually want to, before we take our focus away, I want to see how far away Adam is from Broccolilli. So he's actually not under a second, so the Adam, 2 podiums in his debut.
Anything's possible in these last 2 laps, so, and he's really closing in on Broccolilli, so it's a very good chance here.
And Broccolilli has shown a great performance in his pre-qualifying, and his first race was a little bit unfortunate for him. Got caught up in a few battles there, but second race and now this race, he's definitely got himself up towards in that podium position where we're about to see, where we really want to see Broccolilli because he's been showing great pace in the formulas. It's just the touring cars, he just hasn't found a groove. But I think after this event, he's definitely found a sweet spot for his Nissan.
Yeah, he's certainly coming on strong here, and very good performance tonight. And hopefully he'll carry that on into the future.
Hopefully so. Little Blacko and D Hughes are coming up towards the final lap as they're coming across to the end of the chase, braking hard just past the 100-meter board into the exit of the chase. They're not clipping that curve too much, otherwise they will unsettle the cars. So here we go, coming up towards Murray Corner for the final lap here in race 3 of the TS2 series. There's Little Blacko versus D Hughes. D Hughes has just run a little bit too deep there, and he's just pulled himself over a second away from Little Blacko there. So all Little Blacko needs is just a smooth run to the finish line.
Yeah, it's looking good here for Little Blacko at the moment, so just needs to keep it nice and clean on this last lap, and he should be home and hosed for the victory.
See down in 8th place, SDM Splashes made a move on Broccolilli there, so I wanted Chef Toddy. I apologise. Yeah, he's made a move on Chef Toddy, and he's got himself a good gap between him and JMX. So JMX has got himself a nice position in 7th place. So consistency is key for JMX, just getting him familiar with his cars while his teammate is up in 5th place. But Adam Weller, can he actually get himself closer towards Broccolilli? Can he contest for the podium? Only time will tell within the next at least minute. Well, actually, yeah, literally 1 minute to go until we find out if Adam's on the podium or not. But let's look up towards the front. I wonder if Little Blacko has pulled away from D Hughes. I'm not so sure. He has a little bit, so I think D Hughes might be waving out the white flag unless Little Blacko makes a mistake here. Or nah, looks like he's kept it clean there. So Little Hughes has got a better run on him, but I think Little Blacko's got this in the bag.
Yeah, I don't think Hugheso's going to quite get close enough to do anything here, so... And now Little Blacko in the last part of this straight has started to extend his margin a bit, so... Looking very safe here from Little Blacko as he comes into the chase and makes a run towards Murray's Corner, and looks like a round win for the Robo Sport Racing driver in the TS2 series.
Little Blacko rounds Murray's Corner. It is 2 victories for Little Blacko. Take a bow for the round victory for Little Blacko for Robo Sport Racing. D Hughes 14 in 2nd, with Broccolilli taking out another podium position. So 2 podiums, 2 third places for Broccolilli. So congratulations to Broccolilli. And I think we have to give a big rap for Adam Weller, from coming from pre-qualifying all the way up to make a podium on his debut race to a consistent performance in the top 5.
Yeah, that was a very good performance there from Adam Weller, and in the environment we're not used to seeing him in, so he's done very well in this wildcard entry, we'll call it. Although hopefully we can see him a bit more often.
Exactly, I was just about to say, hopefully we get to see a little bit more of Adam Weller there as Cuzzy goes a little bit, of course, going a little bit off-roading there. I wonder if, he actually might have had a moment there. Did he actually have a moment with SDR Carbon, or did
Yeah, let's see what happened here.
Yeah, I think it was just him on his own there, unfortunately. So a little bit unfortunate for Kazi there. So as he's coming up towards 13 and 14. Looks like someone's just dropped out there. Who's that?
I think you might be right.
Anyway, Little Blacko's taken out the victory in TS2 for the Bathurst Sprint. So two out of 3 victories for Little Blacko. So congratulations to the Robo Sport driver in Little Blacko in the 14, taking out victory in race 3 and overall round honours for Little Blacko in his 14 modal Autotech Nissan GDR. With D Hughes from CPM Motorsport, we'll see later on in the main series in 2nd place. So a great confidence boost for D Hughes and CPM Motorsport, with Broccolilli 2 third placings in a row for Broccolilli. So great overall performance by Broccolilli. But I think if we had to give a driver of the day, if it had to be on popularity, I might have to give it to Adam Weller, don't you think?
Yeah, I think Adam would be a very handy candidate. Although personally, I think I would have handed it to Broccolilli myself.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I was only thinking about Adam Weller because obviously his maiden podium in the first race, and then a consistent 5th and 4th in race 2 and 3. So, but yeah, definitely Broccoli's showed some great performance, and hopefully we get to see that, and hopefully he can get himself out of that top 10, outside that top 10 and inside the top 10 to secure his place on the grid, so he doesn't have to go for that pre-qualification.
Yeah, definitely something he'll need to do if he wants to, well, just to see off those pre-qualifying battles that can obviously take you out in an instance if it's possible. But yeah, no, he's driven very well and would be a very close toss-up for driver of the day between Broccoli and Adam Weller.
And one guy that will definitely hopefully have to improve before his next stint at Laguna Seca, Razor King 2 in 10th place. So a bit of a shocking round for Razor King, but luckily for him it could be a drop round, but I do believe he missed the first 3 rounds, the first 2 rounds, so he's running out of time, he's running out of options here to get rid of his worst drop rounds.
Yeah, you're definitely right there.
So as we round up the grid, it is Rugworth in 11th with Mickey's in 12th, SDM Carbon R in 13th, and SLM Bakazi 1 in 14th place. And 15th place, I do believe it was JMX that just must have disconnected there, so I think he was 7th place on that one.
Yeah, I think the officials will have to review that one.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye on that, ladies and gentlemen, as the evening goes on. But as we're about to sign off, ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you guys for sticking in and watching us for the TS2 and pre-qualifying races. So again, we will come up with hopefully we'll get to come up with a better pre-qualifying race for the next time out at Laguna Seca. But hopefully we get to bring you the same sort of action we have here tonight, that we brought you tonight here at Bathurst. So Jarman, any last words before we head off for our main series?
Not sure really. Obviously congratulations to Little Blacko on a fine win, and also shout out to D Huso on a solid night as well. It was a very good battle between those two for the round honours.
As we sign off tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for tuning in to Track Stars Racing Series. Stay tuned. You will have to go to twitch.tv and find Shane Kenty, who will be the lead commentator for the EBM Touring Car Series. So find him, and give him a follow as well, because he's also part of the Pit Lane esports team, where they will be hosting series on Thursday nights alongside us. So definitely a good collaboration between Trackstars and Pit Lane Esports there. So give them a follow, watch us in an hour's time. But as we sign off here on behalf of Jarman Dallitz and myself and Spud Head 666, we give you guys have a great evening.